Hi, my name is Zilda Zilkin. I go by Hannah, and I'm the author of Blue Mountain Mist. I am doing another insert today, and this one is things based off historical. So first of all, in 2013, while she was still linked to Wolfville, she did the trademark, in which immediately after actors and actresses came in Wolfville, trying to get off enhancers, and with the injury and the cut and the split, yes, there was a lot of flow of variety of cocktails of drugs, and this is to help her heal. There was also a lot of anger because you have to understand the devil's tongue is the closest to people of Central Asia. We are Asiatic people historically, and even a lot of Indians were on Team Hanna, where they wanted their history. But when we bring out too much history, unfortunately, in areas where they want it suppressed, it became a challenge. It's part of C3's history, but Hannah didn't see it the same way as China and India saw it. China and India wanted everything in Beijing, everything in Shanghai as like these tall towers and very, very high controlled. Hannah was more very earthly and very green, and believed in her head that her native heritage is the reason why she was so damn specially picked. In C3's history as well, there was also a lot of interagency conflict. Hannah's has never historically sworn until she got into Wolfville, and unfortunately, this dialogue is based off me telling the agency how she feels they're just too lazy and don't want to work, and she opening them. This photo here, which is kind of also hilarious for Hannah at least, is, the actress that sacrificed for her, which at this particular time, Hannah, made a little joke back then. This one here is her painting and the cover of Blue Mountain Mist. Now, Blue Mountain Mist has a lot of very interesting coded poems. One of them is Kannada tribe. The other one is Running Bird. All of these things are linked to C3's history. Today, like I said, and because Hannah was injured in a coma, etc., etc., she is temporarily managing the historical society at minimum hours between 10 and 4. That is what she's doing right now, but she's sort of waiting for the revenue for here from Blue Mountain Mist, only for the fact that they keep unnecessarily expensing her. This is just what the richest people do, even though she's the legal owner. There was a lot of fraud involved, and it goes back to this one. If they want to exist in a fraud format, good for them. Let's put them in a different landmass. But if you saw the level of fraud, it's mind-boggling, and the list is very long. I'm not too sure if you've ever seen this list. I'm sure I posted it at one time or another. But it's just fraud after fraud, starting in 1977. And they had a particular agenda, and these are the Orthodox Jews trying to be fair to India and China. But Hannah didn't see it in that same way, because Hannah's trying to address some of the problems of the real evolve. And this is where we're running into a lot of problems, because she technically is worth a lot of money. She's worth a lot of money, and because of the conflict, she was not able to enforce it. And this is just Jews sort of being, what's it called, like a bully on the block, because they require the rest of the work, and she doesn't want to give it without a payment, because as far as she's concerned, they're in collections and they're playing around too much. The revenue from Blue Mountain Mist is critical because Canada suffered so brutally much. 90%, as far as I know, or a large chunk, I shouldn't say 90, a large chunk got either demographically changed or altered, and this was really, really horrific. This one single book can really impact the entire province, possibly the country. Each poem, again, goes back to one person's mentality at the time, part of C3's history. Now, if we do the interactive, in which we should, it is global history. You will understand the importance of each and every single poem linked to a particular country. So this is where we are today. Unfortunately, like I said, between the Orthodox Jews and the Ashkenazis, Hanna's like sandwiched between, and then to the right of Hanna is a whole bunch of Indians. To the left of Hanna is a whole bunch of Chinese, and again, she's sandwiched again, you know, and in the bank accounts, etc., etc. And she's not relenting. She's not giving up because, you know, that's the end of it. She's doing her own business transactions with the historical society, and she's quite okay with it. The minute she reaches a certain point, she will possibly move out of Markham, Ontario. But Markham is kind of sensitive for Hanna because she may have been impacted by native lands or moraines that were possibly burial grounds, something. So she's sensitive to the Markham area. So if you can support this project, you are actually not helping one person, you are helping an entire nation right now. And that is where we are. And, you know, there's only, Hannah's in her 50s, there's only so much time. We should really do the interactive for this based off the psychology of the authentic person who generated it, not just, you know, their lollipops and bells and whistles. I'm not too sure about that. But in the end, you want the physical ideas of what, or the movie component to illustrate even the divine portion, which is really, really, really interesting. And if, you know, again, you don't have to be religious. You could be atheist. You'll just find it a super cool story. And that is where we are today. So thank you for your support.